Hello and welcome back to I'm a Nice Guy, You Witch. Today I'm joined with Kaybay and we will be going over a couple of posts that I have found on the interwebs.
Hello.
Let's go into the first one.
All right. And I believe it.
You better.
How was your day?
I can't complain. Work was pretty stressful though. Glad to be off. I'm going to shower and I'll text you when I'm out. Honestly, Diamond, you seem like an amazing woman, but I don't think we're compatible. You ate the whole damn salad, which isn't ladylike. It makes me feel like you're greedy for food, and I need a woman who knows when to stop eating. You know, I meal prep and go to the gym daily. I just feel like you'll be overweight in the near future. I still want to hang out though, but that bothered me. I almost exploded. I love your vibe and your energy though. You're perfect. It's just that one thing. Plus, it was our first date. You were posed to have butterflies in. Could you
I
eat
think
that
he was.
much?
His grammar is terrible, but I think he was trying to say you were supposed to have butterflies and shit. I don't
Yeah,
know how
I think
he's like pronouncing that, but like,
in my personal opinion, I think at the end he had a seizure because of how upset he was that she ate a whole salad. But yeah, but
I
she's insinuating that he is such a catch that anyone that he goes on that he gifts a date to should have so many butterflies and feel so amazing that they shouldn't eat around him.
that's that high value man right there. Damn right. Honestly, she should become a Bavarian. This is her fault. Like, how could you possibly eat those leafy greens like that?
Man, he didn't even say anything about if there was dressing on I assume there was, but I like it's not like it was
Just
mostly
pure
dressing.
arugula. Obviously, he's a dumb. He's what's your wording?
What's my wording?
Yes.
He's toxic.
Oh, yours is am I toxic? I would say he's definitely toxic.
He's very toxic.
If he
He
were
sounds like
he would
yeah.
be like the one that's at the bottom of your fridge, like the lettuce that you just kind of tossed in, forgot about for 2 months, and you pull it out and it's like ooze, like it should be making the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's what the kind of salad he is.
Oh God. He definitely sounds like he would be somebody that if hypothetically they did like start dating, he would try to control her and like try to make her into the image that he feels um
Well,
she should be.
I think he's negging her. I 100% think he's negging her. She had a salad. He couldn't even go after, like, it's not like she had a burger. She did the thing that stereotypically misogynistic men would love. Oh my God, she had a salad. Ugh. You know, like, she didn't like hawk down a burger, you know? So the fact that he's picking on her about eating a salad too much, he's just negging her. He's trying to find something so that she feels worthless and will
Exactly.
take him. And it's obvious and it's just I don't know, it just makes him look like a toddler. It's almost funny. It's like, oh, I would totally show this to my girlfriends and be like, guys, you're never gonna believe it. I lost out
What
on
what
my
I
one.
what I really dislike is for women, you can never win. It's either you're too skinny or you're too big, and that's constantly what I see on the internet, and it's just like, oh, who are you to say anything about what they should look like or whatnot? They're not living their life for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it should be common sense, you'd certainly think, but it ain't so common.
Yeah. So,
I
all
feel like
right,
that's
we are.
others to say that that idiot.
Is there anything else you want to go over on this one, or any other thoughts you have, or
I don't think so. I think he's childish and needs to get a job and get out of his mom's basement.
well, he meal preps daily and goes to the gym daily. So,
You
I
know
mean,
what
at
that
least
is? That sounds like his mom makes him leftovers and he eats them.
here you go. Here you go to the gym. Here's some spaghettios.
Oh, I did your meal prep, baby. I need your broccoli just like you like. Flavorless.
I hope this broccoli is steamed, Mom.
Don't hit me again.
Don't hit me. All right, we're gonna pause here and take a pet break, and we'll come back after that.
Invest in some cheap toys.
A lot of cheap toys, huh, babies? Yeah.
And we are back, and we are going right into the next post. The next post is quite a doozy, actually, and I just found this one, actually, so I wanted to go over it. Online dating. It's tough to make a good, quick impression. Once it's made and the woman agrees to meet in person, I think an understanding has been established. I'm happy to pay for a meal and some drinks, but it should be understood that the primary reason for meeting up to test the physical compatibility. It's silly to meet up and not passionately hug. Why waste time? Even if the date doesn't go well, it's still okay to have some fun and move on with your life. Don't be a lame ass prude.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with this, actually. I know it's going to surprise you. I do. Hear me out. I fully agree, and I think the same thing goes for the woman. Don't wait. Kill him now. Have fun.
I was actually worried that you actually agreed with his point perspective. Like how is that?
Don't be a prude. You're here to have a good time. Why wait? You know you're gonna do it later anyway.
Oh my. Oh, and if you don't have a good time, then you obviously sleep around a lot with other people. That's obviously the answer.
Yeah, you're clearly a hoe. Clearly.
Yeah, you're clearly a hoe if you don't put out.
For
Yeah.
YouTube, that's a gardening instrument. You till the fields.
Yeah. I garden a lot, so that's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, I garden all the time.
So outside of that initial statement you made, how do you feel about this whole post? Obviously, there's 184 reacts to it and 337 comments. So obviously, a lot of people had a lot of things to say.
The primary reason for meeting up is to test the physical compatibility. It's silly to meet up and not passionately hug. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. If I go meet my parents, like I don't feel like I need to do stuff with them to have a good time. Like, and I still get to know them, you know? Like
when you're meeting. So you're telling me if I was to meet up with a girlfriend or a boyfriend's parents, I should hook up with them? That's what I should do? Man, I've been doing this wrong for so long.
Look, they always tell me you're supposed to make a good impression on the parents. And I mean, what better way?
And what is a more of a good impression than hooking up with them? I'm just throwing it out there.
Honestly, if there's a way to impress them, do it. And if not, surprise them.
Surprise them.
That sounded weird. Not like that. Don't surprise them like that. Good surprises only.
Good surprises only. So real talk. I personally think that yes, it is great to have a good connection online, good vibe, good energy, and that's just one stepping stone. And the next one is to meet in person. And sometimes your vibes online are not the same vibes you get in person. And if that ends up happening, it's not expected that you should be able to passionately hug somebody else right off the bat. That's not how the real world works. For this person to be expecting that says a lot more about them and probably the aspect that he was hoping just for a quick hookup than an actual relationship.
Yeah.
That's just me.
So. I agree. I mean, the man is clearly an incel to the 9th degree. So there's not much to say. The man is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, no, that makes people who are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs sound bad. Like, that man needs to be locked up in a mental facility where he can get help for his childhood trauma.
And it obviously comes from childhood trauma, not just he's just a POS.
No,
That's
I
what
mean,
POS.
I feel like this behavior has to be taught. Somebody showed you that this was okay for you to be this delusional. Unless you are genuinely like full on like delusional, in which case I feel like you still kind of need to be in a mental hospital. Either way, you need some heavy therapy.
All right, we're gonna take a quick puppy break, and we will be right back.
First batch, or first. It's like reviews.
And we are back. So I'm gonna show this post that I know for a fact the images are AI, but the story is still kind of incel-y, if we're gonna say it that way. Elon Musk is now working on robot wives. This will be a huge game changer and make women obsolete. He will completely solve the dating crisis for men in the West. Western women will be pissed. And the post on this post, if that makes sense, is basically robot wives are coming soon. Hope feminists are happy. You should have stayed in the kitchen.
I just personally really, really love the images of Elon Musk dancing poorly with these robot women. Even making your dream girl real couldn't make you dance.
Elon Musk and Dancing with the Stars, Dancing with the Robot Stars.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe she can compensate. At least she'll be doing the lifts. I don't think he's good at that. I have a feeling.
Let's talk about the aspect of everyone is basically saying women will be obsolete because of insinuating that men only want women for taking care of them. That's about it.
You know, I do think that if AI becomes great enough, which I suspect it will at some point, then the technology will probably, you know, match where it's going to be indistinguishable from a person. But yeah, I mean, if that happens, okay, that's fine. Like the exact same thing is going to happen to men. Like I don't have a problem. I'll have a robot husband, 100%. Like I've already got the one for me, but like if I didn't, why not? I customize, sure thing. That wouldn't make it so that like men are obsolete. It'd just be like, you know, I don't know. You just fall for something that mimics humanity so well. I don't know. It just doesn't seem every one of these to me, I'm just like, okay, but reverse. Like this will affect you too, you know. This means that you are going to go through life knowing every single day that you were so incapable of forming a human connection due to your personality that you had to go out and make a girlfriend, make a wife. That's tough. And I feel like I mean, if you do that, you get to live with it. That's okay. You know, be happy with your robot wife. Just don't take it out on the rest of us.
So, but how do you feel about the aspect of obviously the person that wrote this basically saying something about saying the aspect of
misogynist.
So, do you think that that's a good view on if this becomes a reality? Like, I mean, obviously for the people that think like this is obviously the best answer for them. But saying that all relationships are basically going to change because of this, I don't agree with that.
No, I don't think so. I think there's going to be a lot of purists out there, people who are like, oh my god, you're dating a robot? How modern, you know? Like, I'm sure there's going to be tons, if not the majority of people who are like, no. But I think times will probably change and it'll be like seen as like a convenience thing. Like, why would I want to search for something that I could quite literally have programmed and be happy my entire life? I think it would probably become quite popular. Or it would make human relationships far more popular. But I really don't think that, obviously, I don't think women are just their sex organs or their reproductive systems or anything like that. We're humans. Clearly, I mean, once I unzip this lizard suit at the end of the night, it's a little different, but if you are thinking that the only thing that women are is bodies, then that's probably all that women are to you. So if you're like, that's obsolete, then okay, women are obsolete to you, but that's just because you're a sad, lonely person. Women were already obsolete to you. Like, clearly, no one was talking to you anyway. Yeah. I feel like if I just harp on, like, oh, this is a misogynistic dick, like, obviously women are not obsolete for this and this and this reason. These are things that everyone's already heard before. Everyone knows that women aren't obsolete if you make a sex doll. Like, if that were the case, we have sex dolls nowadays. If you need AI or an extremely complex robot, basically what you're saying is that you want a woman and you cannot get one. It's not that women are obsolete. It's quite literally that this person is unable to get the thing that they want so, so, so desperately, which is a human connection and a human relationship. Because if it was just physical, you would just buy a sex doll. Those are available on the market now. Like, if that's obsolete, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You clearly want... Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's a very good point. That's very good points.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get at with, like, the men being obsolete as well in that case, and you just got to flip it on its head. It's okay, but
all right. I think that kind of covers this one. Unless there's anything more you want to say on this one.
I don't think so.
We are going to take a short break for a puppy break, and we will be right back.
Get a frog. The cuties.
All right, and we are back, and we are going to go into our last one. And this one you actually found on Reddit. So why don't you go over this one, and we'll talk about it after the fact.
My 24F boyfriend, 25M, told me my crotch is so dark and loose. I, 24F, have been with my boyfriend, 25M, for almost 2 years. The first time we met, he asked me if I am a virgin. I said yes. Everything was okay. We never had passionate hugging until last October. We used to kiss each other and make out, but no passionate hugging included. So in October, we had passionate hugging for the first time. It was my first, but not his. He has much more experience than me and has a huge body count. This was the first time. We continued having passionate hugging for several months after, but without any PIV. One night, we were together. I was so turned on, but I was on my period, so I told him to penetrate me in my backside. And it was the first time we did it. It was a little bit painful, but we enjoyed it. The day after, my boyfriend asked me if I had that before. I said no, but he did not believe me. He said that I was so good, and it did not hurt me so much, so that means I must have had it before. I sweared and talked to him to convince him. Then he said it was okay, and he believed me. And that's what I thought, but it was not the case. In February, we tried PIV for the first time. There was no blood. My boyfriend was upset because he was expecting me bleeding the first time. He was looking for a virgin girl. I told him a lot of girls do not bleed, but he did not believe me and told me we were going to the doctor to check if I was a virgin or if I fooled him. I went to my city. Then the next day, he came to me and told me he had made an appointment with a doctor. I was really surprised and I didn't believe what he did. Then he said, "You must tell me the truth now, because if we go to the doctor and they tell me you are not a virgin, I will never trust you again and we will not be able to continue this relationship." Literally threatening me. I told him I can talk to you if you want, and believe me, I have never done anything before meeting you. After a long discussion, he admitted that he believed me, but inside he did not. We spent that night together. We tried PIV again, but it hurt me and I bled. After that, everything was okay. We never had passionate hugging since that night, and we started a long-distance relationship because of the nature of his work. We had some troubles and some arguments because we do not see each other. Last week, we decided to meet this weekend, and we talked about what we want to do and what we miss most. But I noticed that every time he tries to say something, like to mention that I was not a virgin when I met him. Last night, I decided to talk to him, and I found that he never believed me, and he said that I should say the truth, and that he was waiting for the day that I will confront him. And it is better for me to say the truth now. I asked him why he says this and why he thinks I had had passionate hugging before meeting him. And he responded, "Because you are so loose." I was really shocked and I asked how, and he says that he was with girls with tight crotches, and it does not feel like that when he is inside me. But my crotch feels like some aged woman that has had passionate hugging multiple times and even had babies. I did not know what to say. He really hurt me by his words. He continued saying, "What now? Aren't you telling the truth?" I asked what truth he wants to hear, and I tried to convince him, but with no results. Then I tried to tell him some stories that I had had passionate hugging. I was completely inventing lies just to give him what he wants, because he seems that he was looking for that. A moment he stopped and said, "You know that you have a blue/dark crotch. I guess it was pink, but it became blue because of a lot of passionate hugging you had in the past." I was literally heartbroken, surprised, shocked, and could not speak. My hands and lips were shaking. Then I told him he broke me by his words, and all my confidence fell apart. I said my crotch was always like that, and especially because of razors and pigmentation. He was like a monster with no feeling. He talked harshly with no emotion. I cried, and he told me to not, because he does not trust or believe me, and my tears did nothing to him, and I had a chance to tell him the truth, but I did not. Dumb me, I asked if he liked girls with pink and tight crotches, and he said no, and that I am responsible for what he said, and about the comparison he puts me on with other women. Then he went to sleep, but I could not, and I cried all night. I know nothing can be fixed. I remember how I felt so secure and safe with him, showing him my body and sharing him my secret parts with no shame. Now I feel like I am gross and dirty. I always knew that being body shamed is a deal breaker. I am really sad I never felt like that, and I never thought the man I love the most in the world would hurt me that much. I can't even imagine.
See,
Can't even imagine.
the irony of this story is that there's a lot of people that literally think like this and
I know.
in turn make decisions for women about their bodies, not even having any clue about anything like it. This guy literally says, "Oh, your crotch was a dark blue and purple, which means you had a lot of activity when you were younger." That is not even remotely the truth.
Bro, first of all, if it's blue, it sounds bruised. Sorry.
Yeah, if anything, but that's not it. As the body ages, changes happen. It doesn't even have to be down there or anything. It's like your skin pigmentation changes throughout your life too. Does it? That's just how it is.
Yeah,
It's like people like this. People like this is the ones that grow up, get a position of power, and then make decisions about women's bodies. They have no right to be making decisions about women's bodies in the first place.
like that's what dark pigmentation is in areas. You get it under your arms too. That doesn't mean somebody's putting anything in there. Just happens because your body's wearing against each other. And it tends to happen with age. Like almost like a lot of women are gonna get that. So
and the aspect of the not bleeding, if you never had passionate hugging before, yeah, that's very true.
That was my experience actually.
You could literally, a woman could literally stretch a certain way and make it so that, like that tears. So that's just how it works.
I actually, TMI, but first time I was with a partner and we did something, I didn't realize it at the time, but he quite clearly didn't believe that I was a virgin. He just kind of went for it. He was like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And then he told me that he thought it was because I used a tampon. I'm like, there's no way I could hurt. And I was like, oh, great. And he's like, well, you didn't even bleed. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of dumb luck, but good job, I guess. And then after that, he had made me so uncomfortable. After that, it did hurt, and I did bleed the next time because now I wasn't like relaxed and ready to go. I was like, honestly, like, you were weird last time, man.
Yeah.
Maybe you should back up. And then the second time, I wound up bleeding. And he was like, what? And it was so obvious to me in that moment when I started bleeding that he hadn't believed me till that moment, and that he thought like I had just given it up quick or something, because he was like, I don't know, like, and I was lying about being a virgin or something, which is so weird. I don't know, but I was like, okay, so I've just learned about 30 things about men in 2 days. Cool. I'll keep this one in my back pocket. Good thing was not attached to that V card. It's a good thing we knew that this was casual. Otherwise, I might be kind of sad.
There was obviously no feeling in it. I had feelings for you, but obviously you stifled those. Thank you.
Exactly. He really, really helped me out there. And when he pulled, because afterwards, the first time, I was like, I told you, I distinctly remember telling you right before we did this that you were going to need to go stop. You were going to need to chill the fuck out. What was that? What was that, buddy? And he was like, oh, well, I thought because you use a tampon, like, it'd be fine. And I was like, what? I can't tell if you are, like, fully out of your mind or you're just that dumb.
I
Like,
personally think I blame the education system as number one, because if they taught properly, like
you know what's worse?
a lot of these things wouldn't be a mystery for a lot of people.
Yeah, he was Chinese and like came from a super conservative family. I don't know that I believe his tampon excuse. I think it might have just been an excuse for why he was such a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have just been, and that might just be who he was. But I don't know. We still talk on occasion whenever he needs something, or I need something. But I can get my Lolita order somewhere else.
Yeah, I
Translates for me though, which is helpful.
It translates for what? I'm sorry?
He translates Mandarin for me, which is helpful.
Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, at least you
that
got a
back
guy.
pocket.
I use Google. So
Yeah, I gotta order shit from Taobao and stuff, so it's kind of tough using Google on there because it doesn't work very well at all. But I can just be like, here, man, you take care of this. Have this. I want this. Here's the money.
Here's some money. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about on this topic, or?
Well, I feel like if any woman is, because I actually know women who didn't know that that's where that dark pigmentation comes from. It comes from a lot of things, but a big part of it is just your skin literally touches your skin. It's normal. It's hyperpigmentation. You can get hyperpigmentation spots on your face. You can get them under your arms. A lot of women will get them between their thighs. If you have any kind of rubbing anywhere in your body, you can get dark spots. And if a man has 2 brain cells to rub together, he's going to look at his own legs, his own underarms, and be like, oh, that's what that's from. This man is clearly just garbage. Just
Right into the trash. Right into the trash. All right. I think a lot of it comes from just not being educated, or just being told by other people what it should be like, and not actually doing any kind of research on anything, just assuming. Yeah. So
I agree.
Let's close this one out. Is there anything else that you want to say before we leave? Don't
ever let a man treat you this way. Anything. If a man ever talks to you in this manner, if a man is ever criticizing your body like this, just toss him in the trash where it belongs. All the other trash, just sweep them to the side. The other ones will come along.
The point to take away from this is, no matter what somebody else tells you how you should feel about yourself, you should value yourself above everything else, because you are worth it.
Yeah, and disvalue those people.
Yeah, they're obviously not worth your time.
Yes. You're better than them.
Yeah. All right, we are going to close this out with a puppy clip, and I appreciate your time, K-Bear.
All right, later, man.
Thank you.
Maybe, like,
do we care?
What
are you doing, my fingers?
Who I need to
My
talk to.
fingers.
Now, sitting here. You should probably. Like,
He's so
yeah,
cute.
yeah. Like, I don't care if you do it, just don't do it at 2 in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
I